do this. Yeah, I see my chains. I need to wear my chains. It's not even one of those shows today. Na 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 na. Make them say, na 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 na, na na na. Say, uh. Masterpiece broke. How, Sway? Anyway, we in here. What's going on, beautiful people? Sorry that we're late. Had technical difficulties. I really don't know why it took so long to get started today. And today's show is actually really quick because it's so much bad news that let's just try to get through it, and hopefully we can get some good news sprinkled in there, and we can definitely push this positivity, and let's bury all the negative stuff deep down inside so that nobody can see it ever. All right? What's going on, beautiful people? How y'all doing? It's Monday. You know, on Mondays, we got to check our mental health. Thank you for being here. And if this is your first time, welcome. Hit the like button. That'll bring more people. Subscribe so that way you know when we're live. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we always here around 4 o'clock. If this is your first time here, enjoy the show. It's about discourse. So I'm going to say some things that might upset you or frustrate you. Good. We have to learn how to have different opinions and be able to still talk about stuff. So thank you for being here. And if you've been here before, you know what the fridge is. Grab a water, sit down, and let's get right to it. It's been a very... it was a trying weekend. Vegas has been going through some things, and they're not good things. So we'll definitely get into that. And we'll talk about our mental health on this beautiful Monday, live from Las Vegas. You know how this goes. Let's get into the podcast. This is your first time listening or watching. You can't hear the music, so YouTube and, Facebook and whatnot don't let us play music. So if you don't hear stuff, that's why. And if you want to hear it, you just got to head over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and anywhere else podcasts are heard so that you can hear the music. Let's get into it. I don't know how to intro the show. Wax said Masterpiece broke, and I believe it. I believe it because I believe it. That's it. And it ain't the first today. The first is tomorrow, but we playing Bone Thugs first of the month. And I'm uploading the podcast the same day again. We can't do it the next day because it just doesn't line up. Let the music play, though. It's the first of the month. Hey. My shit's a mess. Put your what's that shit that Star be saying? Put your dick beaters up. Yo. I'm just stuck in dumb. It's Kasabian Lavoe Wine. What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Kasabian Lavoe. Thank you for being here. Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show. I'll be your host with talent on loan from God. My name is Kasabian, and I repeat it on purpose because it's difficult to say, and it's not Kasabian, Xavier, or nothing else. It's Kasabian. That's me. Welcome back. Welcome. If this is your first time here, hit the like button, subscribe, go to the follow page on Facebook, go to klavo.com. I think the page is actually down. Go check it out anyway. Go to Apple Music, listen to Kasabian Lavoe music, check out the awesomeness of all the stories that have been told before on the other podcast episodes. It was like 280 something other episodes you can go delve into and go see what we were doing. Last year was the first year of 3 episodes a week, so there's a shitload of episodes from last year, especially because of the whole lockdown. Y'all know what happened last year. Go check it out. What else? That's pretty much it. It was a short intro, short episode today. Let's just get into it, and it's gonna be one of those RIP starting episodes once again, and it's fucking frustrating. Sunday in Las Vegas, 15 people were injured in a car accident in which a challenger was doing over 100. There's a lot of mixed reports. I'm gonna stick with what they said today and the final preliminary, but not preliminary, but I mean the final report that they keep on pushing. A challenger, was doing 100 plus miles an hour up a street, ran a red light, smashed into traffic. A minivan was hit with Sienna. Toyota Sienna was hit with an entire family in it, and they passed. 15 people were injured, 9 people passed away. That's a lot of lives in one fell swoop. And rest in peace to everybody. There's a GoFundMe for family members and whatnot of the people that are deceased. A lot of reports are saying that, obviously speed was a factor. Some family members of the person that was behind the wheel of the car that caused everything said that he was having a heart attack, and that's what caused it. Either way, Las Vegas is a very, very small town, and Vegas was never made to have as many people as we have now, so we're learning how to adapt to so many people. We have 2.5 million people in this town. We've never had that many people. We have people that are from other towns that probably have different lifestyles, and they move different than the way that we do, and it's unfortunate because, people always say that, oh, let people be and no assimilation, but no. Like, Vegas is a really cool, calm town, and it's very small. So the fact that we have so many people is just causing so much congestion, and the fact that speed seems to be like the leading factor in most of these car accidents, and we keep on having wrong way drivers. Like, what the fuck is going on, you guys? Do you really not know how to fucking drive? How am is it suicide, or is it just y'all just don't know how to drive? Like, we've had so many wrong way drivers in Vegas for the past like 2 to 3 years. Like, it's really, like, is that what the fuck y'all do in California, bro? Y'all just drive down the wrong way? Because it don't make no sense. It's my wife was just in a car accident. We literally just got rid of our cars because we're going to purchase properties, rental properties. That's the move for this year. And now we're down a vehicle because we have paid off vehicles and then we have others. Now I have to buy vehicles. It's dangerous. It scares the shit out of me. I have kids that are in cars now. My kids are driving. It scares the shit out of me. You know what I mean? Like, I have anxieties that I cannot control, and the only thing that I can do is provide the safest and the best for them. And when you hear about stories like this, you just go, fuck, man, what do we do? What do we do? The city is definitely in mourning. A lot of lives were lost carelessly, even if it was a medical condition that the man was suffering. My condolences to everyone, here at the show. I hope everybody can find peace. This must be a very, very difficult time. Very, very difficult time. It's unfortunate. There's a high school right now with an active shooter. I'm not sure if they even caught the shooter. 5 kids were shot. Another high school was shot at as well. Probably linked. They're not sure. They haven't been saying. It was breaking news. What the fuck? What's going on, bro? This shit's like the 90s all over again. I never wanted my kids to live like this. Like, I really think it might be time to leave this town. I don't see the point. I don't think the quality of life. I'm all about quality of life. I don't care for you can't do it for everybody else. You got to do it for yourself. I hate to start the show that way, but damn, that's that's where we are in Vegas, and that's very, very unfortunate. Like, we honestly, I was looking at all the stories, and there's a lot of tech stories I wanted to talk about. Sony's giant acquisition. Am I saying that right? I don't think I'm saying that right. But Sony acquired a company, which is a huge move. A lot of tech companies are merging. They're trying to, get the biggest infrastructure they can so that they can also go into the VR and have their own metaverse. Metaverse, because Facebook used it. I mean, it's not. That one's confusing. Okay, metaverse was first. Facebook just kind of stole the name and then named their shit that. But the metaverse was already a thing. So them naming themselves that is just stupid as shit because the metaverse was before them. But definitely you will keep on seeing tech companies merge together so that they can have these structures in place and so that they can have the backing. I mean, they want to have a large audience. The bigger the better. The bigger the community, the better. And I think that's going to be the next. You're going to see so many tech companies just mush into one and then just start going VR. That's going to be the big, big jump. All right, so on to today's show. Sorry for all the negativity. Also, rest in peace to the young lady that passed away in New York, Miss Universe. It's tough out there. Let's get into some fun stuff. Hey, here's a random fact. Yeah, they're back. I was blocked for so long on TikTok that I wasn't able to bring my random facts. Avocados are fruits. They're not vegetables. They're technically considered a single-seeded berry. Boom. So have some berry moly. No, I don't like it. I'm sorry. It wasn't good. I didn't think that one through. I apologize. We can erase that. I'm still gonna use it. Berry moly, not berry moly, but it's a berry. So how about them avocados? Huh? Boom boom. All right, let's get on to this whole Rogan thing that hasn't stopped. There's many artists that have now come together and said, please, Spotify, remove our music. Spotify is letting them go. They don't care. Rogan brings in more attention anyway. I don't know if y'all realize this, but in the stream wars, music has become the weakest factor. Although it makes the most money now, I don't think music will continue to make money at this rate when so much more content has become streamable. Has become streamable and has become more valuable. Now, what we need to understand is, do we really have a misinformation problem, or do we have that's not the answer that I want, or that's not the information that I want problem? Because if that's the issue, then we really do have to have conversations as to how the fuck we're supposed to move if you just disagree with things to disagree with them, or if they're not exactly what you want to hear, then you have an issue. That's not misinformation. Facebook was called out in court because of the bullshit fact checkers. Believe it or not, their fact checker system was completely opinion. It wasn't facts. You cannot check a doctor unless you're a doctor. I'm sorry. If you're a journalist, that doesn't mean that you just have this. And fuck a journalist. If you just happen to work at Meta and you are a Facebook fact checker, if you're not a financial expert, you shouldn't fact check any type of financial anything. If you're not a doctor, you shouldn't fact check anybody's post on anything. Like, they stopped doing the fact checking because it was bullshit. And again, is it fact checking, or are you just not happy with what you're reading? So what's really going on with Rogan? Rogan just has people on the show. How can a doctor give you misinformation? A doctor's a doctor. They might not give you the proper information for what's going on, but you can't say it's misinformation. Nobody's holding a gun to your head and making you do anything, nor has Rogan ever told anybody to go out and do anything. You know, they always push the line with the horse medication and blah, blah, blah. That shit was ignorant and stupid. The media is not trusted by nobody. Everybody sees that it's all a game. And when it comes to shit like this, Rogan is beloved because of his honesty and his ability to say, I fucked up, but I'm not a fucking doctor anyway. I mean, I say that now, and I try to keep on saying it when we talk about certain medical things. Hey, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to sit here and read these articles to you and give you my opinion on it and then expect you to go and think I'm the gospel. I'm far from that. I'm just reading this so that you can go, you gather the information. Maybe it helps you with something in the future. Maybe you go dig into it deeper and you learn something else. But nonetheless, Rogan is doing that on a bigger scale. People are offended because they can't control him. And it's white on white crime. No one has really came out and said anything that was of importance. Meghan and fucking Harry are now yapping because they have a giant deal with Spotify, but nobody wants to listen to a shitty podcast anyway. You know, Will Smith, the Obamas, there's a bunch of people that got podcast deals, and they pretty much ruined the game for podcasters like myself, that now we have to fight even harder to get the right bag because they gave them all types of crazy bread. And because they don't have anything and they're not creative, because they thought that podcasting was easy, right? They don't got shit to talk about. So now with their $30 million deal, they have to now come up with a reason as to why they can't produce something that's going to make any money back. And they're just copping out. Oh, we haven't started our show yet because of all the misinformation on your platform. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Stop censoring podcasts. Stop censoring people. It's not fair to censor people for having difference of opinions. A doctor's a doctor. When the fuck have we ever not listened to doctors? Help me. Rogan does not have anybody on there that's telling you to go hurt yourself. It's not a thing. Whatever the hell Neil Young's issue is and all these other artists, it's nothing. It's all virtual signaling. And it's the same thing that these type of white people love to do. They love to, damn, I just bit my tongue when I say white people. That's funny as shit. It just feels like they want a virtue signal to make a point that doesn't really exist, or they want to be mad about some type of racism or some type of racist event that doesn't necessarily even upset those that should be upset. They're the apologists. They're the ones that jump ahead of things to try to seem like they were so progressive. And in all reality, you're just not. Like, if you really have a problem with Rogan, maybe a legitimate problem could be discussed and then figured out. Like, why can't you sit down and have a real conversation with doctors that could explain to you, is Rogan completely wrong? And is he spreading misinformation? Because the only misinformation that we can for sure and legitimately say that we have received is from the mainstream media, from CNN, Fox, and others. I mean, especially when it comes to Rogan. And Fox, not so much. Fox fucks with Rogan, but, you know, it's a lefty-righty thing, and that shit gets old. But, I mean, it really is. Like, the idea that Rogan was taking horse medication was bullshit, and it continued to be pushed by Don Lemon and many others of the like on that damn network. And it continued even after it was, you know, shown that it wasn't the horse medication. It comes in different versions. Like, it's ridiculous that we're having these conversations with grown adults, but if you are the mainstream media and your job is to provide the news and you're doing a bullshit job like that, I think the real misinformation is right there in front of you on TV, not Rogan. And Rogan, you can listen to by choice. The CNN thing, yeah, it's a choice, but they're spending money to market it towards you. Nobody's putting Rogan in nobody's throat. People enjoy Rogan because of the honesty. It's sad that they come up with whatever way to censor themselves. I mean, it's to the point, look, if you let the left continue to virtual signal and censor themselves, they're going to censor themselves into a circle. Like, eventually, they're going to finish off censoring everything that they're, like, against, and then they'll just start being against those things. It's never going to change. That's why that ideology is just that. It's an ideology. Like, they're just making shit up as they go. Nothing that they say makes any fucking sense. Rogan's issue with the world, or Rogan's views on the world, is not really those in any negative light or any one-sidedness. He's very open-minded, and then he has these conversations in which I think he's just getting information out there. Now, if you believe it or don't believe it, that's on you, but you have to be an adult. Do your research. I always say my show is about discourse, and I want you to go figure it out if I'm wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with being wrong. I just want to bring you the information. But I just feel like there's definitely something else to it. Like, what is with this whole cancel Spotify thing? Spotify ain't do shit. You can't blame them. You're just giving fuel to the weirdos that aren't. There's a lot of entertainers that are now jobless because the game has changed. If you cannot provide entertainment on your own, or you're not the main source of the entertainment, like if you were just this like alluring actor who just came out and did these shows, and the shows were so prolific, or the shows were so well written that you were always the star and you look like a grand star, well, that time is up. It's time for you to be creative now. You can't just be, you know, told what to do. And there's a lot of like Alyssa Milano and a few others that just always want to talk about Rogan because they fucking suck, dude. You suck. You're boring. You've been famous for too long. You don't know what's really going on outside. You have no fucking clue as to what's really happening as you fly on private jets and complain about global warming. It's just preposterous. It really is. The articles don't say anything, by the way. You know, there's no need to read any articles. You can go read them, and they're all going to say the same thing. People are upset that Rogan is spreading misinformation. When you ask what misinformation, when you're telling me a doctor is giving misinformation, I have to know exactly why. They don't give you a real reason why. They just tell you that's misinformation because of some shit that was said on Twitter. No, I need like a real reason. Like, you have to be able to debate this doctor and show me that he's wrong and give me empirical facts. Am I asking for too much? I don't think so. There's a huge weather storm going on the East Coast, and I know that this time of year is pretty shitty for a lot of East Coast folks because of the weather, but is this because of the groundhog thing? Because I thought that was like not a thing anymore, and it's literally the only article I got from history.com because I was really curious. It's like, yo, the fact that they even said the Groundhog Day thing, and that's why we're having this winter storm, is beyond me. And why did we even have this? Why is this even a holiday? Like, this is something so strange. You know, America was based in Christianity, and because of that, we have a lot of weird things that we do that came from Europe, and we've kind of stuck to them, and I guess we just adjusted with time. But the groundhog one was this one was different. So again, it's from history.com, and Groundhog Day has its roots in ancient Christian, I don't even like that word, ancient Christian tradition of candlemen. It's like the daylight savings thing. Like, you did daylight savings because of oil and shit like this. When clergy would bless the described candles needed for the winter. And again, let me just finish reading. I'm sorry. Like, I love to interject when I read these things because I feel like maybe the backstory of how powerful the churches were is important, but we'll get to that at the end of this. The candles represented how long and how cold the winter would be. Germans expanded on this concept by selecting an animal, the hedgehog, as the meaning of. So that was weird because I remember reading that. That's interesting. As a meaning of predicting weather. Once, when they came to America, German settlers in Pennsylvania continued the tradition, although they switched the animal from hedgehog to groundhog, in which were plentiful in the Keystone State. So it's a weird tradition. The reason why I wanted to get into how powerful the church is, just imagine that the church gave people energy, like, candles, light, heat, oil, the church. People today go to the government, but back in the day, this whole place was ran by the church, right? So when you see the government today, there's a lot of deep-rooted fucking things that are church-related that I feel that we need to figure out how to have a moral base without having a specific religious background to it. Because like shit like this is cool and all, but how come we don't come up with new shit? We've never come up with a new holiday. I don't like the idea of this groundhog. I want to know how many people think that the groundhog popping out of the hole, it just seems preposterous. Why would you tell children that this stupid ass groundhog comes out of the hole and that's how you know the weather? Like, my grandmother believed in this type of shit. A lot of our grandparents and great grandparents believed in this type of shit. Why were we told these things? This is stupid as fuck. Like, you can't even predict the weather next week, but they want to tell you that they can predict the weather 30 years from now. They said that shit 30 years ago. Everything was supposed to be melted. California was supposed to be underground. Florida was supposed to break and all this other bullshit. It never happens. And then they go, see, it's because we're doing things right. No, weather is very unpredictable. We have an idea of when things happen, and they come up with stupid. I mean, the same people that came up with this groundhog shit are coming up with simulations for climate change. Just think about that. Just let that sink in. Let that sink in. We'll talk about the avocados being berries. All right. Rihanna's pregnant, and I think that's fucking awesome. ASAP Rocky and Rihanna are now expecting their first child together, which is pretty awesome. I think that's like a very hip-hop style romantic story that we are going to just hear about forever and ever. Congratulations to them, too. Rihanna just opened her Fenty store here in Las Vegas on the 22nd. If you haven't been, go check it out at the Fashion Show Mall. Ladies, you know what I'm saying? Take care of your dudes. Take care of your dudes. No more music from Riri, bro. It's a wrap. She ain't doing no more music. It's a wrap. Ladies, compliment your dudes. Tell them that, tell them anything. Fuck, I don't fucking know. I wanted to do this Power recap because have you seen all the conspiracies on Power? Like, am I the only one that keeps on running into these conspiracies on Power on how Mecca or Dante is Ghost's brother, his Spanish brother that Tommy was talking about from season 1? Or how did Tariq just literally cripple the whole game? What? Okay. Maybe Power isn't ready to be talked about because it's not done. Power Book 2, the story, Ghost, the whole story of like Tariq and how he's becoming Ghost. Let's wait till it's over. I think the season finale is coming next week, and then we'll recap it. And I honestly want to shine a light on how fucking amazing 50 Cent has been as a producer and as somebody that's putting together TV history. Can we say that? I mean, I think Power goes down in history. BMF, that goes down in history. This Snoop story, I'm pretty sure that goes down in history. Get Rich or Die Trying goes down in history. I think 50 does some pretty fucking phenomenal things. Like, and if he continues to do what he's doing, the storytelling is very, 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 very good. And this story is good. But let's wait because, like, bro, oh my God, there's so many conspiracies. It was like the chef knew he was the chef knew that what's his name was the snitch. So the chef got his head knocked off, and he knew why he got his head knocked off. The whole time Dante was playing everybody. Like, I'm just gonna. Oh, and Shorty taking a picture with the phone and then stealing all the drugs. Like, oh, there's so much. Let's wait for the season finale, and then we'll come together as a family, and we'll talk about what happened, because I think that Power is just going to get better and better. And they're already recording season 3. 50 got it locked, because right after this is over, boom, you got Snowfall coming. Like, TV's about to get good. Snowfall's coming. We got Tommy coming. Pause. But it's TV. Like, we got some shit to talk about, some shit to watch, and it'll take us out of this crazy, nasty, mucky world. And next time we'll be able to get into our tech stories. There's a lot of tech going on, a lot of tech stories going on I want to get into. It's just, I really don't want to RIP every episode, y'all. I really don't. I want to try to keep everything light. I have a couple of fun stories. It's just hard to tell fun stories, too, when it's like a gloomy-ass day with gloomy-ass news. But hey, that's the end of the show. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Let's talk about it. Give me some feedback on what do you want to hear. Do you want to just, I'm trying to find fun stuff, but honestly, it's like so much bad, just negative shit going on, and I'm working on it, y'all. You know, the news is the news, but we got stories to tell, and we got other things we can do on the show. I'm really just trying to avoid the bad shit. But anyway, we'll be talking about crypto and a couple other things. There's definitely a lot of stuff going on. Cars are changing up on us. Tax season's upon us. Have you done your taxes yet? Because let me tell you, you might need help this year. That was going to be the one. That was like my main story for today, was the whole tax situation and what's going on with these tax credits and everything. And there's a lot. There's a lot of work. There's a whole lot of paperwork, and it's a pain in the ass. My name's Kasabian. Live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Be safe. Stay dangerous. Lavoe loves you. Wine.